Okay, Studio Art A. Here we are moving on to week 3 of distance learning. This week we're going to really focus on color. The element of art we would be working on this week would be color. The principle of design would be emphasis. We'll get to emphasis later on in the week. For right now, I'm just going to give you some color exercises to think about. If we were back at school, a lot of the color unit would be about mixing colors. Combining colors to make other colors. What happens when you put yellow with red, or you put blue with red, or orange with red, and those color relationships as we mix colors and make them. But since everybody's got different materials to work from home, we're really going to focus on just color relationships and color concepts and understanding and how to put them to use. So what I'm going to want you to do in your sketchbook for between now and Wednesday, I'll give you something new to think about on Wednesday, is in your sketchbook you're going to make a color wheel complete with primary and secondary and tertiary colors. And then I'm going to want you to do a page where you kind of identify an understanding of what is a primary color, a secondary color, a tertiary color, a complementary color, and warm and cool colors. So there's really 6 kind of color vocabulary words I'm going to want you to know. And the link that's attached to this material will give you more information about that, and I'm going to talk to you about it right now. So here's the color wheel that I made in my sketchbook. Again, it doesn't have to be a symmetrical wheel. It should be your own design. Fill the page with it. But it needs to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spots, because you've got your 3 primaries plus your 3 secondaries is 6, and then your 3 tertiaries, which are the ones that fit in between them. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about my color wheel here. I did it with this box of colored pencils I found in the basement. I used a triangle. This is not a 30, 60, 90 triangle. This is a 45, 45, 90. But I did what I had to do, you know. Got a triangle for those straight edges and pencils. So what you've got when you've got a color wheel is start with your primary colors. There's 3 of them: yellow, red, blue. They're called primary colors because they're the first colors. They're the colors that all other colors come from. You can't mix them. You can't mix 2 colors together and get yellow. You can't mix 2 colors together and get blue or red. Okay? They're the pure hues that other colors come from. If you mix yellow and red, then you get orange. So now we get into the secondary colors. A secondary color are the 3 colors that are made from the primary colors. So you've got yellow and red that make orange, blue and red that make purple or violet, and blue and yellow that make green. So after you throw your primaries in, throw your secondaries in. Last are what are called tertiary colors. I personally have a little problem with the word tertiary as regards to the color wheel, because a tertiary color is that color kind of in between the primary and secondary. So that yellowish green is a tertiary color. That bluish green is a tertiary color. Blue purple, red violet, orange red, yellow orange. And you can have fun naming those, whatever you want. You know, like I might call this, I don't know, citron, and I might call this teal or aquamarine, or I might call this fire orange or something. You know, that's where all those things come from. But by definition, a secondary color is a combination of 2 primary colors. And a tertiary color is, in a way, a combination of 2 primary colors, just the yellow-green. If you put blue and yellow together, you put a lot more yellow into it, you're going to get a yellow-green. But that's my little semantics thing. For your thinking, tertiary colors are those 6 colors that kind of are between a primary and secondary and lean one way or the other. Okay, so you're going to have 12 colors. Across from your color wheel, because once you build the color wheel, I'm going to want to see an understanding of the vocabulary here. So I'm going to want you to put primary colors and throw down what your primary colors are. Secondary, tertiary, then we get into complementary colors. Complementary colors are the primary and secondary color that are across from each other on the color wheel. They're essentially opposites. So red and green, orange and blue, violet and yellow. One way to really kind of conceptualize what a complementary color is they are a primary color and the combination of its other two primary colors that makes the opposite. So if you've got yellow as your primary, and then you think of what the other two primaries are, red and blue, and you put them together, that makes purple, that's opposite of yellow, right? If you did your color wheel accurately, the easy way to figure out complements is to just go straight across the color wheel. Because they're opposite and complementary, when you put them together, you'll notice they really stand out against each other. And it's these color relationships here that we're going to be thinking a lot about when we get to emphasis later in the week. Then I want you to define warm colors. It's pretty intuitive. And cool colors, okay? The warm colors, it's that side of the color wheel where we feel the heat of that color, and the cool colors, that side of the color wheel where we feel the cool of that color, okay? So 2 pages, color wheel, have fun with it. I really enjoyed doing mine. I was sitting here making my color wheel yesterday, and my wife walked in and she was like, that looks like fun. I said, it is fun. So have fun with those 2 pages. You don't have to upload them or anything yet. I'll give you something else to do with color on Wednesday. All right? Have a good couple of days. Oh, last thing. I'm going to go in and start grading that everybody submitted their pages to this point. So if you haven't done that, make sure you do that. If you haven't done that, I'm going to remind you to do it in an email or something. But we want to really keep up here. Have fun with the color wheel. Get excited about color. It's going to be a good week.